This is Per Sizst, your relatable podcast.
Hey everyone! Inaantok ka man o pagod or looking for something to listen to? We are here for you. Welcome to Per Sizst, an online podcast.
I am Aliana de la Cruz.
And Alexis Wagas, your hosts for tonight. You know, Aliana, I've been looking forward to talk about this. Kaya consider na jud nato siya as a safe space for women to be open about having conversations regarding insecurities, especially sa atong topic karon nga naga-exist, and which is a term of whitewashing. And this doesn't only revolve around facial features, but also in different industry fields. Whitewashed means having dissociated oneself from one's ancestral culture by adopting or attempting to adopt a white lifestyle.
Yes, tama jud Alexis. Now mga kasis, stay put in your seats and relax as let us talk about the pressures of whitewashing brought by the world of social media. Here in our pilot episode entitled Growing Up as a Morena.
I myself had few experiences back then that I can link with this topic. But what remains as a memory for me as a child was back on 6th grade. You know, it was that age when puberty starts and you start to go out and mingle with friends. Kanang conscious na kayo ka, what looks good on me and what's not. And although it wasn't really the specific age for everyone to, makonsider as a turning point from being a girl to a fully grown woman since nag-mature magita differently.
Yes.
And for me, I started to be more self-conscious by the time I turned 12. Pero there were still parts of me that I can really tell na weren't permanent pa since our body changes as we age. So I get to ask my mom, since I'm the only girl among my siblings, I get to ask her about womanhood, what do girls experience during periods, what are the do's and don'ts, why do pimples appear on a specific date but the next day mawala, not good. And isa sa ako ang number one concern is how I look yun kay specifically my skin color, since di jud maiwasan kay before murag dili pa magid kaayo diverse ang kanang sa any kinds of community like sa school na adjoy uso gid sa una ang bullying bitaw and ang kanang mga comparison bitaw sa classmates. But I'm thankful that my family never forced me to look in a certain way, because I've read some of the captions magud related to an article na katong Asians' addiction to whiter skin. She was forced to use whitening soap since she was a child. Like, I mean, pareho tong dili pa gid kay siya big deal bitaw before. Kay bata pa man jud ka, it's natural for you to get exposed by the sun for how many hours kay dira magid ato ang world. So my mom addressed na I can literally do anything with myself, as long as I'm comfortable and I feel confident. But, there are still instances na ma-feel na ako na advantage sad maging pasok sa standards, Like, there are times when labels exist and it would cause you to be treated differently. Like, sa ako ang na-experience na every time mag-try ko audition for a specific role every school play, kana jud ako ang ma-notice and di jud bitaw ma-avoid ang i-compare ko. Like, I mean, we have to admit na some point in our lives we get to compare ourselves because of kanang sa standards jud sa society. In connection, going back to what I've said earlier, so one time we were having a Greek mythology theme na play. So diba kanaka siya kay naga-consist of mga gods and goddesses. So I tried to audition as one of the nymphs, and pag nymph ka, you're supposed to look angelic, graceful kayo og dating. If makaya, pale kaayo as white, and kana bay atong makita sa mga movies before and storybooks, like the distinction of skin colors and the view of colorism already existed. So although I knew and I expected na I wouldn't be one of the nymphs, I still volunteered kay baga jud og naong na feeling jud ako nga okay, makaya na ko ni siya. Bisag ako na lang tahi sa akong own costume, okay ra jud.
I like the confidence.
Yeah, ana jud dapat, di ba? So starting pa lang sa bata ko, ana na jud. So our teacher asked our class to choose as many as we can kay we needed 2 characters manggod. So as the names were called, I was crossing my fingers jud na, uy, unta na ay mo kay mo na. Uy, murag suit lagi ni siya kay I mean, maka-witness mo ganun mga classmate mo, mahilig ka mag-act, anak ba? Pero you know what? I never got the role yun. And it was two of my other classmates who got voted, who has clearly more appealing features than me. So, I mean, okay, although I was voted as one of the costume designers.
At least you tried, di ba?
Oh, at least try gyapon ako. Okay lang. I still have that sayang moment, like, I wonder how it feels like to be, like, dressed up. Ikaw daw, magsuot-suot ka dress sa stage. Hello, grabe na ba ng kibali accomplishment na before. And, so, pero it was a long time ago, but I can still connect it to the things I witnessed growing.
Ako po, napag-experience, like, growing up as a Morena, honestly, I don't receive any discrimination and negative comments about my skin color. Siguro because my Morena skin is not that obvious. Like, I am Morena good, but it's like I'm between neutral lang. But I just surrounded with beautiful friends, which their Morena skin really outshine. Like, at one glance, mapansin dyan mo ba nga, ay, Morena sila. And spending almost my time with them, like, we are childhood friends, so I really noticed how society been hard on them. Just like one day, nagbaktas-baktas me, and nasagatan na mo ang old classmate. As usual, nagkamustahay, like, hey, how are you? Like that, catch up, and then compliments. But one thing na di dyan ako malimtan is when that old classmate tell my friend, huy, day, gwapa jud kag samot ba kung mamuti ka? Ana, good.
We always jud na ginaingon.
Yes,
Like,
permiti po na ako madungog kung mag-uban may ana, good. And that moment, honestly, I don't give a word, but my mind say, nganong unsay mas gwapa, she's pretty with her Morena skin. Is having Morena skin make her less beautiful? Like, I really want to say, hey, stop. But di ko gusto nga maguba bitong moment kay bago ra mi nagkita, anya bago ra gud mi catch up after wa namin nagkita kay classmate, ay di namin classmate. I-open out na ko to na topic sa akong friend. Like, I want to tell her, like, you know, your skin color really suits you. You're pretty and don't mind her. Pero, naunahan na bitaw ko niya and she asked me, huy, tinuod daw, nagwapa kung mamuti ko yan. And she smiled. To my surprise, like, nanguta na siya sa kwarto, she's smiling. In that case, you can really tell na she received it as a compliment, bitaw, nagwapa siya o puti siya. Like, siya mismo sa iyang sarili, she believed that having Morena skin make her more beautiful. I just tell her na, you know, it doesn't matter. Pretty man ka karon na sa Morena ni man the skin, and sa una magad kay gina-dream dyan niya nga mamuti dyan siya. Pag madato lagi ko yan, magpalit dyan ko mga
Although na po'y uban good na, when it comes sa term na Morena, is, dili lang siya about skin color, pero kanang sa facial features bitaw, sa kilay, sa mata, sa ilong, and there also kanang ginaingon nila nga, mestiza siya facial features, pero iyang skin color, ana. So, nakiuban, kanang mo yun, maka-discriminate, and bitaw, no, kanang diraan na ka mag-open up og topic pag kanang wala na tong mga nag-ingon ana nga sa imuhang friend para di lang yun maguba ang vibe.
Pero that time, I really want to tell her na, uy, you should change your perspective about having that skin is also beautiful. Pero, kato dyan ka tayo, parang di lang dyan ako siya maingnan, pero kingnan dyan akong friend nga bagay sa imong skin color, dapat i-embrace na ni mo, good. And, I think one of the reasons why having a pale complexion has always been seen as a sign of beauty for us Filipinos. It is because our country has been colonized by fair-skinned people, and because of this, the majority has always admired the fair and white color, which is the result of the colonial mentality that has been ingrained in us, leading us to continue advocating and using whitening products. Like, karon daghan na jud kay kanang bisag unsa na lang jud nga mga pampaputi.
Dali na jud kay ma-sold out sa TikTok.
Yes, diba? Like, kanang glutathione, lotions, and soaps. In order to ma-achieve lang jud ang fair complexion nga gina-desire sa kadaghanan nga maputi. Kaya mo lagi ang definition sa society sa beauty kasagaran, di ba, ang skin color, pag puti ka, gwapa ka. And you know, because of way that media presents it, more people desired lighter skin, failing to recognize the luxury that most Filipinos enjoy in having morena skin.
This also made me realize nga unsa kaayo ka influenced ang film industry. So, from what I've noticed, I can clearly say that Filipino films are used to praising tan-skinned women, like, oh, maganda ang morena, ganito, diba? Kanang gusto kay sila nga na vocal kay sila kanang as beautiful daw, perfect. But if you can see how they set characters in films, just ko ironic kayo sa mga teleserye, they're the ones who intentionally apply dark skin foundation. Like, mag-hire sila, like, ang role niya sa film is kanang morena, pero ang ilang kuhaon nga actress is naturally white or pale white, nga ginabutangan lang siya. Grabe jud ka whitewash bitaw ang kanang when it comes sa ingana. Di ba diraan na jud nimo masukat na okay kanang najoy ginapili bitaw nga ano kanang standards, and then katong kay Beyonce
Sa L'Oreal nga product atong gi-add jud og mga multiple layers of makeup just to make her skin lighter, di ba? Kita mo ato.
And naka-notice ka sa ang uban po, like ang ilahang gina-consider as glow up sa morena is like paputiun siya, anak bitaw. And pag kanang morena siya or dark skin kay nagapuyo siya sa slums. And then isa pod whitewashing doesn't only exist in facial features kay also it has kanang influence when it comes to languages. Like example, kanang bitaw sa movies nga kanang magstorya siya is like kanang bitong hard siya mag-English ba, like where is my cellphone, anak good isa pud baya na siya, pero pag nidato na daw siya naka eskwela na daw siya kanang mas more advanced na school kay like na siya pronunciation, so di na siya ginabully anak good. So remember na kanang whitewashing dili lang gyud siya kanang naga-cover sa physical features. It also influences kanang the way of dressing, kanang the way of kanang clothing and history and how it built a divided group in a certain workplace. So I read an article na nag-explain that there are different degrees of whitewashedness. So I looked at the link and then it brought me to some of the examples. Like first is like hanging out or exclusively with white people. So dira man jud nagatuo man jud ta nga kung tell me who your friends are and I tell you kung unsa pud ka. So when you start to hang out with people nga who is different from the environment that you grew up in, dira jud mag-follow up ang mga influences nga malahi jud imuha. Like this, ang inability or refusal to speak in their parents' language. Like sa ato diba, like pag naay mo abroad sa ato like example, like mag-US siya, okay, US siya, so dili man jud maiwasan na magka-new friends siya dito. So pag uli anak kay lahi na diba, bisag kabalugod mag-Bisaya, oy mag-English jud, no, I know, I have titas, I have mga marites titas ngay nga na, yun na, uy, pag sure dira, uy, like, pila na makakatuig sa Pilipinas. Pag uli, wala ka balong sa lyric sa bahay kubo, pag sure. Ana, so di ba, it is one of the influence gyud nga, kana bitaw, kana makingana nga, okay, kanang, muabot na lang sa point na, mang-discriminate na good na bisag ka, ano na siya, ka-pamilya lang.
Ang importante lang dyan, comfortable ka nga, kabalo ka sa imong sarili nga, I am this, and accept nimo ang imong sarili for who you are. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Your color doesn't define the beauty in you. Like, don't settle your standard in what you see in media and how others define beauty. Redefine beauty based on what you believe, not on what others think of beauty. Like, katong ingon ni Ellen DeGeneres, beauty is about being comfortable in your own skin. It's about knowing and accepting who you are.
The clock really runs fast, no? We were just here a while ago and now we're already done talking. Grabe ka-productive atong conversation, eh? Napuslan jud ang pagkamarites.
Yes, I know, right? I felt the same, Alexis. But don't you worry, Cassis, because we got a lot of more topics to talk about as we move on to new phases. This is just episode 1, so there's more to come until next time.
This has been Alexis Wagas together with my partner,
Aliana de la Cruz.
Once again, you're listening to Per Sizst for our pilot episode, Growing Up as a Morena. Catch the next episode only here in your favorite podcast, Per Sizst. Bye!
Bye-bye!
This is Per Sizst.